Here's an interesting story. This is from Kenneth Raposa. It's new data shows U.S. companies are definitely leaving China. This is from Forbes, so it's actually a well-detailed article. It's a very long article. I won't go through all of it, but one of the things that happened to the world, like I think in the 90s, about 93% of all like clothes manufacturing used to come from the United States in terms of like domestically. And obviously a change where all these companies start pushing everything offshore to China, right? The one good thing that may come from this pandemic is the United States will move all the production away from China. It doesn't make sense. Communism has been our enemies since the Cold War, during the Cold War, even after the Cold War. And these companies sold out, absolutely sold out the American workers, the middle class, the poor, for essentially profits. You don't make profits working with communists. That's one of the things you just don't do. Communists are evil. Whatever side the communists are on, it's the wrong side. Okay? So, anyway, let's continue. US companies are leaving China thanks to the trade war, which is good. Okay, that's what you want. You want manufacturing back in America. It's a 5-year trend. US manufacturing in 2019 commanded a significant greater share versus 14 Asian exports tracked in the study. Last year saw companies actively rethinking the supply chain good, either convincing their Chinese counterparts to relocate to Southeast Asia to avoid tariffs, okay, or by opting out of sourcing from China altogether. 3 decades ago, US producers began manufacturing sourcing in China for one reason: cost. The trade war brought a second dimension more fully into the equation: risk as tariffs and the threat of disrupted China imports, prompted companies to weigh surety of supply more fully alongside costs. Virus brings a third dimension into fully into mix and arguably to the fore: resilience, the ability to foresee and adapt to unforeseen systemic shocks, said Patrick Van der Bosch, Kearney partner and a co-author of a 19-page report. Okay, so once again, like if a disaster happens in one, this is what you taught in economics long time ago, right? You want multiple areas of manufacturing, because if one part is hurt by a natural disaster, the other area will pick up the slack. But all these evil companies, they decided to f over their workers, f over the citizens, and push everything into China for profits, right? There's nothing. I think there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but they're communists, okay? The citizen makes pennies. They'll much rather pay a citizen pennies than the actual worker dollars. And people say yes, it costs a rise. What will arise by $5? I mean, a lot of these companies are worth billions, and they did it by working with the communists. Nothing good comes from communism, as we've seen. The communists are damn evil, and for all these, it's absolutely disgusting. Okay, and I'm glad that there's some light being shed on this, like how evil. Like I think also like in schools, kids aren't taught anymore how bad communism is. They're just not, and it's wrong because people will forget. That's the thing. They will forget because they'll push other nonsense in there. Okay, people have to be taught how terrible, how many deaths communism has cost. Anyway, so the main beneficiaries have been smaller Southeast Asian countries led by Vietnam, and thanks to the passing of U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, Mexico, for all its problems with the cartels, has been a favorite spot for sourcing. I remember there used to be a lot of things coming from Mexico also in the 90s. I'd much rather have something come from North America than overseas from China. Okay, just me. You know. So in 2020, the trade war seemed to be on pause. Sadly, it gave way to the global pandemic in Hubei province. The new SARS virus literally closed the economies. Again, you want different manufacturing areas. Okay, everything came from one region in China. Okay, that's terrible. It hurts everybody long term. Okay. Anyway, not only that, companies were unable to get supply online in February and early March due to factory closures. Once China got up and running, the US was hit between the eyes with the deadly virus. caused by the rapidly spreading new SARS. Even if China was fully healed, ha ha ha, no they're not, you flipping liars. The US stuck in sick bay. Yeah, the full economic and societal trauma won't be known, the Kearney authors wrote. But whatever the outcome, the return to squares quote China trade pre-pandemic is unlikely, as well it should be. As well it should be. Now, America already has the factories, right? They have the factories. Okay, they just have to get it up and running. You know, they have it. You know, we have. You know, again, I hate to say there are positives take away from this. Okay, it's just like America has the power, the technical savvy, and the ability to get these things up and running. You know, middle America, I hate when people attack a middle America. Middle America was once the lifeline of this country. It can be that way again. You know, everybody decided to go to China. That really hurt middle America the most. People claim it's planes, yes, planes, but because they could fly things from China, that's exactly why. You know. Anyway, I'll end it right here. But again, it's a good read, very long but very informative. Well written article. You know, again, Forbes is a top-notch publication. It's not the Huffington Post, which is garbage. You know, yes, Forbes, it does lean a certain direction, I will admit, but it's actually well written. You know, well written, well researched. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Share, save, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. Please do take a read if you're interested. Take care, be safe, do the right things. You know, you want this to pass. Take care, guys and girls.